Hello there. So just a quick update. You wanted to see how the build looks like. I've gotten a few levels since my last video. I've been playing on WT4 for like a couple of hours, so I think I replaced like one of my items, but helm, but everything else is still from tier 3, and I don't really have any good malignant heart, so that's also nothing really to show in this area right now. As for abilities, it's pretty straightforward. Went with Frenzy for the damage reduction, double swing for the vulnerable, so our Frenzy deals more damage. Ground Stomp to stun the enemies and let us refund the rage from double swing. Also reduce damage from elites. Challenging Shout. I could probably take out this point from here. So I don't really need horns right now. Increased duration for the challenging shout. I could also probably move it somewhere else, but not really feeling like it right now. Aggressive resistance to get some damage reduction. Increased damage to close enemies, and what I change is actually no mercy. So when the enemy is stunned, slow, or immobilized, it gives me 9% crit chance. So it synergizes well with Ground Stomp, so that's cool. Death Blow, just to get the some berserking going. Here I've taken the Duelist and Invigorating Fury for self-healing. It's actually pretty good. I've been using it since I've been trying to fight Uber Lilith. It actually gives a lot of self-healing, considering that this Frenzy Double Swing Barb builds and burns a lot of fury, so it gives a lot of self-healing. Iron Maelstrom just for the because it's fun at the moment and it gives some AoE. And I'm not running unconstrained right now because I don't really have a lot of ways to extend berserking duration. So in the future I may change it. So at the moment I'm running with Walking Arsenal just for a flat 10% damage increase because I can activate two of the nodes, one from Frenzy and the other one from the Death Blow. And as you can see, I have level 8 of Frenzy, and that's because I found the Battle Trance, which gives you +3 to Frenzy when you fully upgrade it. I think when you have when you find it on World Tier 4 with good roll, it can go up to 4, but I'm not sure. So that's why my Frenzy may be dealing a bit more damage than usual, but it's not really that significant, to be honest, of a change. I would have thought that it will increase it a bit harder, a bit more. And the thing which might increase the Frenzy damage the most is, critical damage, vulnerable damage, and those two items. First of all, the legendary aspect. So as you can see, I deal 32% more damage based on the available primary resource, and basically we're almost always at 100% fury, so that gives like 32% increased, and that's a nice multiplier to frenzy damage. And also Ramaldani's Magnum Opus, which can roll 0.1 to 0.3. And it also increases all of our damage by a percentage, depending on the fury we have. So when I have like 100 fury, it increases my damage by 20%. So these go very well together. Other than that, pretty straightforward gear. I did not try to, farm or anything. I just wearing whatever seems like a good idea at the moment. So I'm trying to find main stats, so strength on the weapons and damage to close enemies and critical strike damage and vulnerable. So here you can see I have only basic and strength. Here I have critical, Not really up to discussion what we can have on the Unix, so not really can talk about that. And for the other two-hander, I also have basic damage, strength, and vulnerable, and also all stats, so pretty nice boost to strength. So movement speed boots with damage reduction while injured, berserking duration, and fortify generation. Some defensive pants. One of the most important things you can do to increase your damage are the gloves. Critical strike chance and attack speed are very important. And also ranks double swing. Some random chest with defensive. Yeah, I think I only had like high armor. I didn't really have any good rolls. So on the helmet, cooldown reduction I have in health, but that's my drop from WT4. So, and as for rings, I'm always trying to get at least out of, because as I said, critical strike chance, critical strike damage, and vulnerable. So I'm trying to get 2 of those stats and try to roll for the third one. So in this case, I had a vulnerable and critical strike damage, so I tried to roll for critical strike chance, and it worked out. And the same I think I've done on the ring, but I wasn't able to roll anything useful, and the cost of re-rolling it right now is too high for me. I don't really want to invest in this ring, because I'm going to replace it soon, hopefully in World Tier 4. What is also worth mentioning is that this aspect, which gives you a percentage increase based on your available fury, it's important to roll it and to put it on a two-handed weapon, because we have. If I would put it on a one-handed, it would go only up to 20%, and on a two-handed, it would go up to 40%. I know it's pretty obvious, but I just thought it's worth mentioning. And also, if you're trying to get basic skill damage, it's also nice to have it on the two-handed weapons, because they can roll much higher values. I believe in the T4s they can go way over 100%. At least they used to be able to do that in before patch 1.1. And of course, I'm also using the topazes. In the future, when I will have more critical strike chance, I may switch to Flawless Emerald. But I don't know. At the moment, Topazes wins. I've noticed a significant difference. So yeah, Topazes roll the best stats which are most important to you on two-handed weapons, and try to put this aspect, also the percentage aspect, on a two-handed weapon or an amulet, which will also increase I believe by up to 50% the effect of the aspect. So yeah. And as for Paragon board, I started exactly the same as I did last season. I've gone for the physical damage, some armor, and also physical damage, and here vulnerable, and try to level vulnerable as fast as possible so my frenzy deals more damage. And here I went with the flawless technique board. I did not spend any points to get it yet. I'll do in the future. I've gone for the critical strike damage here, critical strike damage here. These two are very important. They increase your damage a lot. And here just for defensive, so close damage reduction. Damage reduction for close enemies. And here I'm running ambidextrous just because it's quite easy to get the bonus, and you get flat 8% multiplier when using 100 weapons. In the future I'll probably move it somewhere else and use it maybe in here. But yeah, at the moment when I was recording my previous video, I did not have any of this. But the third bow I decided to attach was with the decimator, and that's mostly due to the increased vulnerable damage here and vulnerable damage here, which I think are the crit damage and the vulnerable damage. I think are the bows which will increase your damage the most. And considering we have pretty low damage overall with frenzy, I mean frenzy overall has pretty low damage, so going for those hard hitting nodes which will give you a lot of damage for each point, I think it's pretty important. So yeah, at the moment that's it. It's not optimized. I'm just having some fun, and didn't really have much time to play lately. So yeah, but that's how the build looks like at the moment, and I hope it will be of some use to you. Try to get the critical strike chance, damage, and if you're gonna be lucky, if you're gonna get lucky and get the magnum opus and battle trance, that's fine, but they're not really mandatory. I'm running in World Tier 4 without the opus, and I'm still doing quite okay because I replaced this weapon. I found another weapon, so yeah. I hope you'll have some fun, and I hope your barbarian is going strong. And yeah, that's all. Take care. Bye bye.